Well, things are about to get really interesting in Daniel. We're taking a little step back. Things are going to get a little crazy with his visions. So let's jump into it. Daniel 7. It's a tiny step back, right? This is before the handwriting on the wall thing. We're taking a little step back, we're zooming out a little bit, and we're looking at a vision Daniel has during the reign of Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's son. Let's look at it, dissect it. Daniel 7. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel saw a dream and visions in his mind as he lay on his bed. And he wrote the dream down and related the following summary of it. Daniel said, I was looking in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea, and four great beasts were coming up from the sea, different from one another. The first was like a lion and had the wings of an eagle. I kept looking until its wings were plucked, and it was lifted up from the ground and made to stand on 2 feet like a man. A human mind was also given to it. And behold, another beast, a second one, resembling a bear. And it was raised up on one side, and 3 ribs were in its mouth between its teeth. And thus they said to it, Arise, devour much meat. After this I kept looking, and behold, another one, like a leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I kept looking in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrifying and extremely strong. And it had large iron teeth. It devoured and crushed and trampled down the remainder with its feet. And it was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. While I was contemplating the horns, behold, another horn, a little one, came up from among them, and the 3 of the first horns were pulled out by its roots before it. And behold, this horn possessed eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth uttering great boasts. I kept looking until thrones were set up, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His vesture was like white snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was ablaze with flames. Its wheels were a burning fire. A river of fire was flowing and coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands were attending him, and myriads upon myriads were standing before him. The court sat, and the books were opened. Then I kept looking because of the sound of the boastful words which the horn was speaking. I kept looking until the beast was slain, and its body was destroyed and given to the burning fire. As for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was taken away, but an extension of life was granted to them for an appointed period of time. I kept looking in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one, like a son of man, was coming, and he came up to the Ancient of Days, and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all the peoples, nations, and men of every language might serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which will not pass away, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed. As for me, Daniel, my spirit was distressed within me, and the visions in my mind kept alarming me. I approached one of those who were standing by and began asking him the exact meaning of all this. So he told me and made known to me the interpretation of these things. The great beasts, which are 4 in number, are 4 kings who will arise from earth. But the saints of the highest one will receive the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, for all ages to come. Then I desired to know the exact meaning of the fourth beast, which was different from all the other ones, exceedingly dreadful, with teeth of iron and his claws of bronze, which devoured, crushed, and trampled down the remainder with its feet, and the meaning of the 10 horns that were on its head, and the other horn which came up, and before which 3 of them fell, namely, that horn which had eyes and a mouth uttering great boasts, and which was larger in appearance than its associates. I kept looking, and that horn was waging war with the saints and overpowering them until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was passed in favor of the saints of the highest one. And a time arrived when the saints took possession of the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast will be a fourth kingdom on earth, which will be different from all the other kingdoms, and will devour the whole earth, and tread it down and crush it. As for the 10 horns, out of this kingdom 10 kings will arise, and another will arise after them, and he will be different from the previous ones, and will subdue 3 kings. He will speak out against the Most High, and wear down the saints of the Most High, of the highest one. And he will intend to make alterations in times and in law, and they will be given into his hand for a time, times, and a half time. But the court will sit for judgment. Wow, I love that. But the court. Little aside here. I love when we're tracking down something and it goes, but something. Love that. But the court will sit for judgment, and his dominion will be taken away, annihilated, and destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, the dominion, and the greatness of all the kingdoms under the whole heaven will be given to the people of the saints of the highest one. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, and all the dominions will serve and obey him. At this point, the revelation ended. As for me, Daniel, my thoughts were greatly alarming me, and my face grew pale, but I kept the matter to myself. So, we get a little bit of a picture. Right out of the gate, you're like, what is going on? This guy's seeing stuff. What's symbolic? What's not? We don't listen, we know generally what he's talking about, but the specifics, what's the significance of the wings? I don't know. What's the significance of the actual animal itself? Also don't know. But we do know that we're talking about 3 kingdoms that will rise up, namely after the Babylonians, which is the lion with the wings is Babylon, the bear would be Persia, then Greece, and then Rome, or the lion is Persia, the bear is Greece, the leopard is Rome, and then there will be, because this 4 will come up after it, and he was still in Babylon at the moment. So the terrifying beast will be some other that will tread the whole world, right? So technically at the time, Rome had conquered like the known world, but I tend, and again, I'm not a biblical scholar or anything like that. There might be some significance to the beast and whatever, and it is talking about Rome. I tend to look at it a little bit differently until told otherwise by somebody that I trust. Let me get the verse back up here so we can look specifically at it. Larger than a couple of hundreds which is different from the other. Okay, the 4th beast, which will be a 4th kingdom on earth, which will be different from all the other kingdoms, and will devour the whole earth and crush it down. Okay, so we're talking verse 23. The whole earth. Rome was like kind of the known world, kind of, not really. I mean, not the Far East, and not the North, and not the Celts and all that kind of, like, he kind of went up there and whatever, but not quite. So don't know. I don't really know if that, I mean, it's, again, so we're talking figurative, the whole earth. There's plenty of times just talking about the whole earth and not actually talking about the whole earth, just talking about a large group of the population. Don't know. But there's some things here that might hint to this is not, right? One, the whole earth. We're only getting to a point now where it's possible that someone could actually conquer, a kingdom could be set up that is a global kingdom, and that there would be 10 appointed leaders, and one would rise up and subdue or overthrow or usurp 3 major players in that. That's very, right? That's very possible right now. Very possible. In 2026, we are on the verge of globalism, right? Where there could be very easily a calamity that strikes or some war that breaks out, and out of that war, there's going to be no more wars. We're going to have one big global entity with travel back and forth, and there's going to be no more of this stuff, and we're just going to lock everything, lock the borders the way that they are, and you're free to travel wherever you want, and there's just global citizenship and ID 2028 or whatever he has, and just we know who everybody is, we know where everybody is, and no more wars, that kind of deal. And we're there. We're right on the cusp of that. It's a couple more little moving pieces, little catalysts, and boom, we're there. But what's interesting here, let me bring this back up, is that they will subdue the other 3 kings. This hasn't necessarily happened with Rome specifically. Like, I've not seen anything where that portion of it, a ruler arises out of Rome or since then and has conquered 3 other entities and like set themselves. We haven't really had that one fit yet. And he will be speaking out against the Most High and wear down the saints of the highest one. Now, this did happen. I mean, obviously the great persecution happened during the Roman Empire, and Nero and Diocletian were awful. Absolutely from hell for the Christians. I don't know that it wore them down. Christianity exploded from that. However, there's a little juxtaposition, and we'll get to that when we get to Revelation. The Antichrist is given authority to wage war against the saints. Specifically, that's what it says. He's given to him authority to wage war against the saints. I know we're doing some cross-referencing now, and it's not something we typically do on this, and we can dive deeper into it another time, but I'm just giving you a little bit on this because we're about to get to the next sentence here. In Revelation, he's given authority to wage war against the saints. And he's successful. There's no indication in Revelation that it's like they survive or whatever. He's successful in waging war against the saints, wears them down. Mark of the beast. If you won't be able to buy or trade, sell if you don't take it. And so you're starved out of the population, that kind of deal. And we'll get there. But this is very interesting. He will intend to make alteration in times. Very odd. Maybe not altering possibly altering the timeline or something. I don't know. It's a weird one. I like to try to leave this stuff open. But here's the next part that I would say would point more to the Antichrist. And he will be given, and they will be given into his hand for what is going on here? And they will be given into his hand for a time, times, and a half time. That's 3.5. Time, it's a year, times, 2 years, and a half time. 3.5. Which by the future revelation hasn't happened yet view of the end times, that sits pretty accurately. We think that if there's a rapture, and it's before or something like that. I guess that has nothing to really do with it. I believe that Antichrist kind of is in the mix for about 3.5 years. And then when he desecrates the temple, that kicks off the second 3.5 years. And it's just pandemonium on earth, absolute just bloodbath, destruction from heaven on earth. So, but prior to that, he's chilling and ruling things in large part for times, and a halftime. I can't have my finger up. So I'm thinking that fourth kingdom, those 10 kings, keep an eye out for this, that there's going to be like an entity that's broken into 10, and then one is going to take over 3. And boom, we got him. But what's great is that this, it always circles back to, but this is nothing for God. God's going to, he's not going to wait. There's no war to be waged. There's no, battle back and forth. Like he just sits in his chair and goes, I declare it's all gone. He's not a battler of man. He's a judge. He sits down and he makes a determination, and that's what dictates everything. It's not going to rise up. Christ will come in the end. The Son of Man will come down and actually maybe fight mankind and Satan and the Antichrist and whatever. Not the Antichrist, but fight the possibly hand-to-hand. Don't know. Don't have no idea what the Battle of Megiddo actually looks like, or if it's figurative or anything like that. We'll get there when we get there. But this is giving a much more like, you're nothing. This guy's kingdom, it's nothing. He's going to sit down and your kingdom's gone, just with the words. So it's a powerful, powerful image at the end. So yeah, again, we're going light on this. I'm sure there's 10-part series at 10 hours long each that goes into this a little deeper, but that's the gist of it. If you want to dive in deeper, go find something to dive in deeper. But if we're just reading it and you're trying to pull out something pretty regular from it, I think that's something pretty regular that you can grab on it with a couple little finer points so you can really kind of orient what that fourth kingdom might be looking like. And I think you'll be sitting in a good place. Anyway, we're cruising through Daniel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You can follow along everywhere where podcasts are, for the most part, kind of. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Read your Bible.